Hello and welcome to the Machinist News Network. I'm Deirdre Kanievsky. As the presidential election gets closer, you are going to see a lot more of the candidates. But sometimes it's the faces you don't see, like those of the candidates' economic advisors that can take you behind the curtain and show you what's really going on. Owning a home is the American dream. But many are losing that reality as the housing market and the economy struggle to maintain their footing. Most candidates agree the industry is in trouble and foreclosures are inevitable.
It has been hit by severe distress in particular sectors, housing, obviously, particular parts of the country. Michigan is in an absolute recession. And there is no reason to celebrate the current status of the economy.
But how to fix the system is where the candidates differ. Hillary Clinton's campaign says if the government does nothing, it's going to make a bad situation worse.
Foreclosure is not just an issue of the particular family. The studies show very clearly that foreclosures have negative impacts on the property values surrounding a community.
Where Rudy Giuliani's campaign believes the answer to the housing situation lies in the private sector.
We should be focusing on workouts, not bailouts. And by workouts, the majority of that's going to be done in the private sector. There can certainly be done some governmental things to facilitate them, and some very targeted issues.
But housing isn't the only area of disagreement between the camps. Taxes also took center stage during the discussion, and usually depended on what side of the aisle you call home. All the Democratic advisors want to see the top earners pay more taxes instead of the middle class bearing the brunt of it all.
I no more believe that hedge fund managers or high-income Americans are going to stop working at billion-dollar hedge funds because the tax rate goes up by 5 percentage points. Then Alex Rodriguez is going to quit baseball because they put in a salary cap.
But Giuliani's advisor thinks this comes with serious consequences.
There is no, let me repeat, no example in the last quarter century of a large, complex economy that has been successful with high taxes.
He says instead of using only taxes to bring money into the government, Giuliani's idea is to control spending and cut retiring workforces.
Of course, if you want one big cut, half the civilian workforce will not be renewed, will be replaced by technology to improve services, and this will save $21 billion a year, not just for 1 year, as a lot of these the other proposals people have come up with, but forever.
Clinton's camp strongly disagrees. She says cut taxes for the middle class, not jobs.
I will say she would not end up cutting half the civilian workforce, as Mayor Giuliani would do, simply to fund
retiring civilian
retiring simply so they could fund about, the estate tax relief of about 2,000 or 3,000 multimillionaires.
Clinton believes job creation could be the key to the future.
I think we know for certain that over the next 10, 20 years, billions and billions of dollars of wealth will be created, millions and millions of new middle-class jobs will be created in alternative energy. And the question is simply, where will it happen?
But a new energy system takes more than just less dependency on oil. It also takes a strong foreign policy and even stronger trade agreements. Economic advisor to John Edwards says 5 million jobs have gone overseas during the Bush administration. And if we want to stay on the same track, 20 million will leave in the next decade.
I think this is one of those areas where you cannot educate yourself out of unfair trade practices. And I think it is a distinction that is quite clearly drawn between the Democratic candidates, certainly John Edwards, and all of the Republicans. We've talked often this morning about doing no harm. This is one of those areas where we're doing an awful lot of harm by letting our workers compete against unfair trade practices.
Economic advisors to Mitt Romney and Fred Thompson both declined to participate in this debate, which was held at the National Press Club here in D.C. For more Machinist News, you can log on to goim.org. Thanks for watching.